Libra, welcome to Carol's Universe, Tarot Readings from the Heart. Thanks ever so much for joining me on your reading. So we're going to have a look at the next 2 weeks, looking at May, 1st of May through to the 14th of May. Okay, I was using for the other signs actually, Libra, the Dark Mansion Tarot, but I've switched now back to the This Might Hurt Tarot deck. They're my two favourite decks. Dark Mansion, This Might Hurt, and the Everyday Enchantment Tarot. Those are the ones I always use as working decks for clients and also for YouTube. So we're going to use this one. It's really nice to look at the next 2 weeks. And also we're going to use for your spiritual advice. I thought we might use, actually that's the wrong one that I wanted to show that we were using. It's actually the other one. We're going to use this one, the Psychic Tarot Oracle deck by John Holland. Okay, so let's have a look at the next 2 weeks, Libra, what the messages are. Okay, Libra, so we've got the cards down. Let's have a look at what you're facing over the next couple of weeks. Wow, nice energy, lovely. You know, I always look at the Empress, and I think that the Empress, what is it? I'm sure the Empress rules Libra and Taurus, because I know that the Empress is very much about the material value. She values things on a very kind of material level, hence her love of kind of nice luxuries and stuff. But she's also quite a, I think, mentally balanced individual as well at best, and she also looks at things in a very mentally balanced way. I know that something about Libra and Taurus goes into the Empress, so she's a part of you anyway. So it might be that you're experiencing, you know, growth. Some of you guys pregnancy, but I don't really do health readings, and I don't really want to go down the whole pregnancy route, because then you have to speak to a whole heap of pregnant women or women that might be pregnant. It's too messy. So let's just say there's something about you're facing growth and creativity, and with the Empress energy, Empress is ruled by the number 3 in the major arcana. So when you've got the number 3, it's all about expansion and growth. And usually when you've got the Empress, this could be, for example, you know, prosperity, abundance. This could be money. It's one of the big money cards. So if you get an Empress in a reading and you say, you know, am I going to win the lottery, and you get the Empress, more than likely you'll win the lottery, because this is a huge amount of money, or it's a big amount of money, or it's, you know, it's bigger than a King of Coins, for example. It's bigger than the 10 of Coins. For me, it's even potentially bigger than the Wheel of Fortune. She's massive money-wise, you know. So this is, and this could be prosperity and abundance and growth in all sorts of ways, because with the Empress, because she's got these big hips and this kind of very voluptuous body and stuff like that, it's almost like things are kind of widening out a bit. They're growing in a really healthy, luxurious way. So I just feel that some of you guys may be experiencing, and it could also be maybe there's a person who's the Empress. So it might be the focus for the next 2 weeks might be on a mother figure. For example, Empresses usually represent mothers or grandmothers, or it might be on your grandmother or something like that with the Empress. Let's have a look at what's influencing the experience of that Empress. Well, the Fool. So there's something about a new beginning here. So what you're experiencing is the Empress. So I actually feel that this is all about you guys giving birth. I don't mean literally giving. I mean, it could be pregnancy, because Empress and the Fool could easily be, you know, it is a conception combination. This would represent a pregnancy, definitely, like a physical pregnancy. These two cards together would 100% represent that. If you get things like Page of Wands, Four of Wands, Fool, Empress, Page of Wands, you know, Aces, Empress, those cards that represent kind of the starting up of something, it is really, you know, it could really talk about a pregnancy. There's definitely a pregnancy of type here, I think, for because this is all about a new beginning. I'm not reading it in terms of physical pregnancy, because I really just don't want to go down that road. I mean, for some of you guys it could be. I'm not going to rule that out, because it strongly lends itself to that. But, you know, what's influencing this growth is that some of you guys may be on a new path here with the Fool energy showing here. So the new path of the Fool energy, in which the focus is on probably how you grow and how you nurture, because this is all about growth and nurturing the Empress. Some of you guys may be focusing on how you grow and nurture this new path that you're on with the Fool energy showing here. And what's the root issue? What's this all about? Yeah, it's all about a relationship, isn't it? So I feel that there may be, and it's funny because we're on bloody lockdown, but, you know, in the next couple of weeks, there is something about a new relationship. It's got to be, because you've got the reason that you are nurturing the Empress, this new beginning, this new path, is because of a relationship. So it's got to be a relationship. I think some of you guys are involved in a new relationship here. In the in the recent past, what have you experienced? the Seven of Wands. I think a lot of you got, I mean, it depends on what the Seven of Wands is. For me, the Seven of Wands can be that you're getting, especially if it's love, you're getting a hell of a lot of attention. And the thing is, the cards that are around, they're not bad at all. They're really good. So nurturing, Empress, and new, the Fool, relationship, the Two of Cups. So it's all about a relationship and what's influencing you. Nurturing that relationship is the Fool. Okay, so this is something new. This is something exciting. So I'm just thinking you're nurturing a new relationship. In the recent past, Seven of Wands. I mean, it might be in the recent past. It depends what you want to see the Seven of Wands at. It might be that you had a lot of admirers in the recent past. It might be that you've had a lot of challenges with lovers in the recent past as well. How are you approaching this? You're ready for it. You are absolutely ready. You are approaching it with confidence. With the Magician energy there, you're approaching it with skill, with confidence. You know, it's really weird with you, Libra, but this is lovely. It's almost like you just know exactly what to do. You're approaching it with excitement with the Magician energy. You've been down this road before. You've probably experienced lots and lots of kind of, you know, negative situations to do with relationships. You've probably met kind of negative, you know, partners, you know, all the pitfalls, and now you're coming back and you're approaching all of this with a lot of confidence. Being that Magician, you're ready for it, you know how to handle it, you know what the pitfalls are, you know what to look for, you know what to, you know, it's almost like you're coming through. And also the Magician is a new thing. It's all about, you know, it's all about creating something new, and it's all about kind of engineering something new. So you're approaching it through the Magician's eyes. The Magician is confident and he's assertive. And he knows how to balance all of these things in the air. He knows how to do that. You know, so you're coming to this from a complete place of confidence, I think, Libra. And therefore, the most likely outcome of this situation will be, well, it's nice. The Page of Cups, it's nice. I mean, you know, it's not saying that it's going to be the relationship of the century as yet, but it is saying that the most likely you know, the thing is, I'll be honest with you, I don't like the fact that we've got a Page of Cups as the most likely outcome, because to me this would say that it's probably, it depends on how you want to see it, because everything looks so good. That's the thing. So I'm not going to read it in the way I was just about to read it, because when you do tarot, you've got to read in the context. Not one of these cards looks bad to me. It doesn't look bad, not one of them. When you read the Magician in a love reading, the Magician is definitely a brilliant card in the tarot. It's definitely a yes card, 100%. If you're the Magician, you're fully in control of what you're doing. You've got the skills, you've got the abilities, and you've got the knowledge. That's the thing with that card there. So you're approaching this as the Magician, like you've got it all sorted. You can handle it. You can handle whatever comes along. You will know how to deal about it. Possibly something to do with this that in the recent past you've faced lots to do. I think it's that. I think the reason that you're coming at this energy here from the place of the Magician, confident, knowledgeable, knowing how to handle whatever comes your way with this relationship, is because in the recent past, maybe the last few months or so, you've had a lot of challenges to face with relationships. So you know what you're doing now. You're a pro, you're an expert at it. But the most likely outcome as a result of all of that will be the Page of Cups energy. I just think that, you know, the most likely outcome is that you've still got a way to go with this situation, because it is, after all, just a page. It's not like the most likely outcome is the Ten of Coins, or, you know, marriage of the Four of Wands or something like that. You know, it's not like the most likely outcome is the Sun, or it's Justice or something like that. It's not a major arcana, it's a pip card as well. And moreover, it's a page, which kind of says the most likely outcome is, yeah, you'll have fun, but there's probably, you know, a lot more to learn about each other, and a lot more there's a little bit of a way to go on this thing, I think, romantically wise. Though you'll have some fun and it's going to feel really good and all the rest of it, there's still a way to go with it being a page, based on what we see so far. Coming in though, what will you experience? Well, the Two of Wands. So I just feel that there may be some distance coming in with the Two of Wands energy showing here. Because Two of Wands could mean that there's either distance coming in, or maybe, just maybe, there's a decision that needs to be made. Because this can be somebody who's at a crossroads. So it may be either that you're experiencing a little bit of distance between you and this individual coming in, probably hence that. Or it could be with the Two of Wands that you're faced with a decision, Two of Wands, whether you stay or go, which is very interesting, which would mean that this wouldn't be very long lasting, would it? How is this kind of evolving? You know, the Two of Wands can also be about taking charge. So it's taking a moment to pause and just to gain a bit of reflection with the Two of Wands energy and to start planning. So it might be that coming in, what you're experiencing may not even be distance, and it may not even be kind of decisions that need to be made. It might be simply with the Two of Wands energy that what's coming in is that you're at the planning stage. You're making some plans possibly for the future as well, because it is a card about partnerships. Or how are things evolving from that? Well, you got another page here. I actually feel that this is about you guys making plans. That's what it's coming to me, because it's evolving towards the Page of Wands energy, which is kind of like lots of excitement and lots of plans. Again, there's lots of talk going on here, that type of thing. You know, there's a communication card of the Page of Wands, so it's like lots of text messages, you know, yeah, we're making plans, yeah, why don't we do this, why don't we do that? And even if there is distance, it will evolve towards there not being any distance, because even if there was distance or a bit of a cooling down period, you'd probably start talking again with that page, because he's speaking, it's communication, so, you know, things would pick up again. So it may, you know, it could be anything. It could be, yeah, maybe you and the person are making some plans for the future here, in which is evolving towards the Page of Wands. Maybe somewhere down the track there's a holiday, if anybody can go on holiday, that is. Or maybe you're talking about things that you want to do together going forward. Lots more talk, planning, and lots more talk. Or maybe if there is any distance here, it doesn't matter, because you're still going to start talking up again with the Page of Wands. What's the hope or fear? I think the hope is that you guys are going to be a very strong unit together. The Strength card is compatibility, and it's togetherness, and it's a soulmate union is the Strength energy showing here. All right, so, you know, she's got the infinity symbol above her head. So this is forever. This is a relationship that goes beyond time. And the Strength card is one of my most favourite cards for love, because it's strength. It's a compatible, even though there are slight differences or just differences, there is there's a compatibility. This is a true soulmate card, because when you have a true soulmate, you've got differences, but you're able to make things work nevertheless. So from this to this, and I'm going to clarify and ask what they mean by that Two of Wands, because I just want to get more clarity on it. What do you mean the Two of Wands is coming, and what do you mean by the Two of Wands in two cards? Right, yeah, I do think it's distance, because you've got that Two of Swords, which can be kind of, you know, cutting someone out, or not speaking, the Two of Swords, or sometimes it's hiding things. But I think this is something to do with probably not speaking with the Two of Swords energy. Yeah, I think it's due to work. So it might be there's a bit of distance here. It may be that you don't hear from the person, or the person doesn't hear from you, because you're focusing on work. But then I think that it's going to evolve to, you know, chatter picking up again. You know, you'll get a phone call, or you'll call them, or something like that. I do see a bit of a quiet time happening, but it's only due to work. That's all it is. It's just due to focusing on work. It's nothing serious. But then the chatter will pick up again. It will evolve to the Page of Wands. Just, you know, chattering, you know, talking over the phone, texting again, that type of thing. I'm still here. Sorry, I've just been busy, that type of thing. And where do things evolve to? Where are things leading to as a result of those cards there? Well, Four of Swords, which is an interesting card to get, because I just feel that, you know, especially if your mind, because I think if you experience a little bit of distance between you and this person, Libra, and you start to get a little bit worried about it, then I feel that because it's evolving to the page, which is kind of like communication picking up again, I actually feel that as a result of that, the overall outcome will be the Four of Swords. So your mind is at rest. So this isn't withdrawal or anything like that. It wouldn't make any sense to put that in the reading, because it doesn't go into the trajectory of the reading. I just think somebody's mind is going to be at rest, because the Four of Swords also means that finally we have peace and our minds are put to rest. So I actually feel that it's a really nice reading. I think it's a really nice reading. I'm just going to try and clarify this area here as well. What do you mean by that Seven of Wands in the recent past? What do you mean that Libra has experienced the Seven of Wands in the recent past in two cards, please? Let's have a look. So the Knight of Swords could be, I mean, it depends. The Knight of Swords can be the arrival of somebody new here. Yeah, the arrival of a lover here. So in the recent past, you have the arrival of a lover. And it's interesting, because that's the lover and this is the arrival. So the arrival, Knight of Swords, and it's funny, of a lover. I'm wondering if if this was a Gemini, because we've got two Gemini cards here. Knight of Swords, Gemini, Lovers is Gemini. So the arrival of a lover here in the recent past. Okay, that's interesting. The arrival of a lover. So the Seven of Wands, yeah, I think that you were getting, or the arrival of lovers, or different people, because I think that you were getting a lot of... See, the thing is, we can see here that you're nurturing this relationship. It's new. The reason that you're nurturing this is it's influenced by the fact that this is new and it's exciting with the Fool energy, and we can see that it's a relationship. Now, in the recent past, the arrival of... So this must be them. So in the recent... This is recent. This must be them. This must be recent past. You just met this person. So in the recent past, lots of attention. The arrival of a new lover came in. okay? And you're approaching this through the hands of the magician, like, you know what you're doing, you're experienced, you're very confident about this type of thing, you know that you've got this thing on lockdown, sorry, pardon the pun, you know that this is something that you feel very self-assured about, the magician energy showing there. And the most likely outcome is that you'll have fun. Page of Cups, you'll have fun, it'll be nice, there'll be lots of flirtatiousness, lots of romance, that type of thing. There's still more to be built because it's the page. There's still more to go, but the most likely outcome so far, as the tarot can see, Libra, is you're going to have fun. It's going to be quite nice. Coming in, there might be some distance here. It's only because I think that one of you, Two of Swords energy, is a bit distant because of work. So it's simply because of work. But I do think it's going to evolve to the Page of Wands energy and it's an interesting thing that it evolves to the Page of Wands, because I think in one way it evolves towards, obviously, you guys have, picking up where you left off, still chattering, still communicating, you're getting that text message through, or that WhatsApp or whatever it is that you use. But also it might be evolving towards the person making very much light of it. So it's not a problem. It shouldn't be a problem. I think whoever it is, whether it's you, Libra, or the partner that you've just met, this is a new relationship, right? So whoever it is, it's very telling with that card. I don't think there's any apologies from this person. That's the only thing I would say, because it's evolving towards the Page of Wands. Now, the Page of Wands is a bit of a cheeky bastard, basically, because he kind of just strolls in. He's a cheeky chap, and he's like, hello. Yeah, I know, I haven't been in contact, but I've been busy. How are you? He wouldn't necessarily apologise. That's the only thing. The thing is, we didn't get it evolving towards the Knight of Cups, for example, an apology being made by the person, like a bunch of flowers or a bunch of roses. Sorry, I haven't contacted you, or, virtual roses, or having roses or flowers sent to your house to say sorry. Nothing like that at all, which to me suggests in one way that this person isn't taking it that seriously. But why would they? It's the start of something, isn't it? So, yeah, I think this will evolve towards kind of just chatter, and I think for the both of you, probably both of you are not taking it too serious. You may not be taking it too seriously, and they're not either. You're just at the beginning stage, but it's an interesting thing, because you must be somewhere along the line taking it seriously, because we've got the nurturing of the Empress, and the only time that anyone's ever going to nurture anything, Libra, is when they're taking it seriously. So somebody's taking stuff seriously here. There must be, because the energy that you're facing is the growth in a relationship. Growth, because it's influenced by the Fool. Something new and exciting. So we've got a new and exciting. So the root issue is the relationship. So we've got the Fool, a new full relationship that you're nurturing with the Empress, okay, in the next 2 weeks. All right, in the recent past, this person's just come in. So I think this is them, the arrival of the Knight of Swords, of a new lover. So the arrival of a lover here in the recent past. Seven of Wands, paying you lots of attention, showing up here. You know how to handle it, the Magician energy, and the most likely outcome is it's going to be fun. There's more to be built, though, all right? The universe can't see any involvement here. Bit of quietness going on here. Somebody's focusing on their work. So distance. Two of Swords is focus as well. Focusing on Eight of Coins, their work. So distance because somebody's focusing on their work. But it's evolving to the Page of Wands. It will pick up again. You'll have chats and things like that. It'll almost be like there's been nothing here. I don't think either one of you. It must be that it's fine. It must be that there's some trust here being built, because you're nurturing this relationship here. So it must be that if there's not a... If there'd been distance because somebody's focusing on work, and there we had the Five of Cups, somebody who was really upset, or the Tower, so one of you that was really angry, we'd know that there'd be a problem here. But I think, just looking between the lines, whoever this person is around you, I'm getting that you're really kind of settling into who they are, and they're settling into who you are, because there's no problem here at all. And I just feel that, your hopes will be that you'll make a really strong pair together with that strength energy, regardless. I don't think it's about being able to tame the person at all, because I don't get any energy like that in here. And I think being the Magician, how you approach it, Libra, is from a place of confidence as well. So this wouldn't make any sense to say your hopes would be to tame them, which is what strength can be as well. I think that your hopes would be just to kind of accept each other for what you are. You are possibly slightly different people, but I feel that somewhere along this trajectory, Libra, you're coming from a place where you've learned a lot about relationships, and they may be coming from a place where they've learned a lot from relationships. So I'm just getting in these energies here. There's a lot of relaxation between the both of you. Because there's no seriousness here. It's evolving towards this. It's not like somebody's, you know, there's been distance, they've been focusing on their work, or you've been focusing on your work, and then you get that it's evolving towards the tower, a big argument or something. Where have you been? Nothing like that. It's just evolving into, you know, a really nice, smooth transition right through to that page. You can see the transition. Can you see the trajectory? We've got distance, somebody who's focusing on their work, but it evolves into the page, which is kind of like, oh, you know, hello, you're all right, yeah, fine, blah, blah. There's no anger, there's no animosity, there's nothing here. It's just nice. So I just feel that it's almost like this is quite a nice thing. And this is why you're hoping that both of you, despite being a little bit different, yeah, I do think you may be, you'll make a very good pairing together. And the way that things are heading is the Four of Swords. I think that this is the most, it feels to me that the way that things are heading is that this will be the most kind of serene and comfortable and contented relationship that you'll have had in a long time. You can sleep easy at night. There's no worry here. There's no problem here. Very nice reading. It looks like this is a good relationship for some of you guys. It looks very, very good. But it comes through self-acceptance, and it comes through accepting the other person and vice versa, which is quite nice, I think. Let's have a quick look at what the spiritual advice is for you, Libra, on this reading. Spirit, what's the advice you have for Libra on this reading? What advice do you have for Libra on this reading in 2 cards? Right, so mental conflict, 2 of Swords again. Now this one in here, because often you can read the 2 of Swords as a focus card, so somebody's really focusing in on their work, all right? And that's why there's this, so somebody, when they've got a job to do, they've got a job to do, no, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you walk around in lingerie, they're going to be focusing on their work, and that's that. But mental conflict is the advice. So you need to kind of release. If there's any mental conflict for some of you guys, it needs to be released, because the Hangman means to release and surrender. So you need to surrender any mental conflicts, because there's no conflicts here. Whoever it is that you've got is a bit of a workaholic. When they work, they go in hard on the work. Can you see? They completely see. They don't see anything else. The blindfold is on. The heart is crossed. There's no time for romance. So when this person goes in on work, they go in hard. They've got no time, which is why you experience distance. They've got no time for any romance here. But it's evolving towards just fine. It's like, can you see how smooth that transition is? There's no kind of like, why weren't you here or anything like that. It's fine. So if there is any mental conflict, and if you start getting a bit worried about, you know, why haven't they been around? Just let it go, because the Hangman means just to let it go. All right, so any mental conflict, just let it go, because everything's a-okay. Okay, my darlings, that's your reading. I'd like to say, Libra, thanks ever so much for your time. If you'd like a private reading, click on the link in the comment section below or in the end screen. I love you guys very much. Take care, my darling Librans. Take care, darlings. Bye-bye.